Good evening, students.
Good evening, sir.
How are you guys?
Fine, sir.
How the went exams?
Yeah, sir, it went well.
Why so dull, Hansini? What happened? Is fine everything?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just 2 minutes. We will start the trigonometry. So I think we completed everything in trigonometry. Am I right? Students, Raghav, Hansini, please. Dish. Sir, completed. Students, please respond. We done trigonometry everything? Hansini, any idea? Forget.
So we did trigonometry, sir. Yes, sir.
We didn't do.
We did, sir. We did.
We watch. Everything or part of the trigonometry we done. We done trigonometric equations, curves, and everything. Am I right, Hamsini? Raghav, Nitish, Kirtana, please respond. Students, please respond. Guys, yes or no? Some response you have to give.
Yes, sir.
Do not be quiet. Students, will able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. One more. Jitu?
You don't want colors, sir?
It's it.
I have mine, sir.
Yeah, give. It will work. My good. It's it. Complete the link. I will brief you trigonometry. What are the things we covered so far, guys? If you are unable to hear, please let me know. I think almost 15 members are here.
Sir, I think we completed.
Sorry.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry,
Sir, we completed trigonometry.
I didn't get you.
Sir, we have completed trigonometry, I guess. Sir.
Completed, but we are doing again because it is mentioned in second semester.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we started with the definition of the trigonometry. What is the definition of trigonometry, students? Triangle measurement. So three angle measurement. Angle measurement we can see with respect to triangle. It's not only restricted to right angle triangle. The trigonometry can be applicable for any triangle. But we don't have those things in our syllabus. The topic is called properties of triangle. Physics we are having sine rule, cos rule, Lami's theorem. All those things are derived from the trigonometry. We started with the definition of the angle. What is meant by angle? How to measure the angle? Different systems which will measure the angle, degree measure. And radian measure. The relation between degree measure and radian measure is how much? Pi radians is equal. Numerically it is 3.14. When it comes to degrees, that is 3.14 degrees approximately, or 22 by 7 radians. Sorry, 3.14 radians or 22 by 7 radians will be equal to 180 degrees, which is called one straight angle. One full circle is 2 pi radians. One right angle is pi by 2 radians. And with the help of this, we can make the standard angles. In 10th standard, we already gone through the standard angles. 0 degrees is nothing but 0 radians. 30 degrees will be equal to pi by 6 radians. 45 degrees will be equal to pi by 4 radians. 60 degrees will be equal to pi by 3 radians. 90 degrees is equal to pi by 2 radians. That's it. So after this, we started converting angle one system to another systems. So pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degrees, or 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. Like this, these expressions will be useful to convert one system to another system. So after this, these are the very basics. We solved some numericals based on this. Next one, trigonometry. I'm calling as whatever the thing we done in grade 10, sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, and reciprocals, cosecant theta, secant theta, and cot theta. All these things we are defining as the functions here. What is the definition of the function? Or when you can call a relation is a function. Suppose if I'm saying y is equal to sine theta, how I can say y is a function of theta? Y is a function of theta, how I can say? When I can say this sine is a function. Students, when I can say sine is a function. How to define this is a function? On what basis I can define this is a function? Each and every value of theta you are having, y is defined. And students, are you clear what I'm saying? What is the definition of the function? Arvind, Harshida, students, Vaishnavi, Raghav. What is the definition of the function?
For every value of x, we
Sorry?
take an y.
Yeah. From here, we can define and what kind of functions we are defining here. This is called cyclic functions. Why we are calling the cyclic functions? What are the values it is repeating from 0 to 2 pi? The same values it is repeated from 4 pi to 6 pi and 6 pi to 8 pi and so on up to minus infinity to plus infinity. So if I'm talking about the domain of sine theta is R, and each and every element from minus infinity to plus infinity, there is a image. So from here, we can say sine 0 is equal to 0. Again, it will repeat at pi radians is equal to 0, 2 pi radians it is equal to 0, 3 pi radians it is equal to 0. That means sine x is equal to 0. X, the solution set of x will be equal to n pi radians. Solution set of x will be equal to n pi radians. Same as cos x is equal to 0. The solution set of x is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2 radians. Like this, we can able to discuss the solution set of x in this case. So after this, like grade 10, we have to discuss the standard values, trigonometric ratios of standard angles, sine, cos, tan. You know, if I'm defining a sine, it is enough 0, pi by 6 radians, pi by 4 radians, pi by 3 radians, pi by 2 radians. Along with this, we have to discuss about pi, 3 pi by 2 radians, and 2 pi. So sine 0, this is 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. At pi it is 0, so minus 1 and 0. When it comes to cos, 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0, and it is minus 1, 0, 1. When it comes to sine by cos, that is 0, 1 by root 3, 1, root 3, undefined or not defined, 0, again it is undefined here and 0 here. So after this, we are discussing about sign of the trigonometric functions. Sign of the trigonometric functions. The sign of the trigonometric functions. Here, it's very simple to say first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Some values are repeating. So I'm taking a circular thing. Initially, the point P is here. After some time, it is completed an angular displacement up to here P dash. That means it is moved vertically a distance of AP dash, and horizontally it is moved a distance of AP. Suppose if I am calculating this angle, you will get opposite side by adjacent side. But the same angle if I am calculating on this side, your x quadrant is negative here, y quadrant is positive here. We know sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse, and its reciprocal is 1 by cosecant. This is 1 by secant, and tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side, which is equal to 1 by cot. From here, different quadrants having different signs. Here all ratios are positive. Here sin and cosecant is positive. And here tan and cot is positive. And here cos and secant is positive. It's very clear. When I am taking the first quadrant, your adjacent side is positive, opposite side is also positive. But when here opposite side is positive, adjacent side is negative. When I'm taking here, both are negative here. When I'm taking fourth quadrant, opposite side is negative and adjacent side is positive. Based on this, we can able to get different quadrants having different signs. So how the complementary angle concept will be included? So if I'm taking these signature signs into a table, tabular column, sin, cos, tan, cosecant, secant, cot. In first quadrant, all are positive. In second quadrant, sin and cosecant positive. Rest will be negative. In third quadrant, tan and cot only positive. Rest of all are negative. In fourth quadrant, cos and secant is positive. Rest all are negative. Anyone having any doubt how we can discuss the sign of the particular ratio, why it is negative in particular regions and why it is positive in particular regions? Anyone going to the domain and range of the trigonometric? Is it clear?
Sir, in the fourth quadrant, it will be
Range of the trigonometric functions? Yes. How to calculate? Guys, in a minute. Yeah. See, I will discuss one thing. Anyone can help me to discuss the domain of the other trigonometric functions. So, what is the definition of the sin theta, students? From the right angle triangle, suppose if it is theta and y is equal to a function of theta and y is equal to sin theta. What is the definition of theta from triangle ABC? Students, anyone?
AB by AC.
Sorry?
AB by AC.
AB by AC. That is opposite side of right triangle, any right triangle with angle theta divided by hypotenuse of that one. So here in right angle triangle, opposite side is always less than hypotenuse, less than or equal to hypotenuse. Do you agree? When it will be almost equal to hypotenuse, when the angle is almost 90. Suppose if I am decreasing the angle up to here, your opposite side and hypotenuse is almost equal. So even we can't take equality symbol also, almost equal only. When it is almost equal only, opposite and hypotenuse equal, but rest of the angle at theta is equal to 90 degrees, then only I can say opposite is almost equal hypotenuse, which can't be defined. When theta is equal to 90 degrees means how we can define like this. So in a triangle, how we can define theta is 90 degrees, rest of the angle is 0.0001 degrees, and if I'm taking this is 89.999 degrees, where your hypotenuse and opposite side is almost equal. But it is almost, but never greater than hypotenuse, first point. So I can take the ratio of opposite side by adjacent side is always less than 1. But if I'm taking the same angle in different quadrants, I'm getting negative signs for the opposite side. That's the reason it is always greater than -1, because I can't keep as less than -1, because negative of opposite side by adjacent side is negative of fraction. Negative of fraction is always greater than 1. So greater than -1. So from here, what I conclude, the least value, the minimum value of sin theta is -1. The maximum value of sin theta is +1. So what is the range of sin theta? Domain is, or you can substitute -infinity degrees to +infinity degrees, or -infinity radians to +infinity radius. The range is -1 to +1 closed interval. Is it clear how we can discuss the range and domain of the sin theta function? Is it clear, students? What is the strategy we applied here? Just basic algebra techniques only I took here. Basic number system and algebra only I took to explain the range and domain of the function. So who is going to explain the cos theta range and domain like this? Students, who is going to explain cos theta range and domain? Cos theta range and domain. Guys, question for you people only. Who will explain who will argue or who will discuss the range and domain of the cos functions? Please, students, respond. Whether it is right or wrong, please try. Then only you can able to discuss more. You can able to think how I can discuss also. If you know that is not enough, if you are able to explain, then you have to think how I can explain, what kind of points I have to bring. Anyone, please?
Sir, can you once show the previous slide?
I am taking the help of just number system and definition of the right angle triangle. Yes. I have to scroll up or down. Please let me know.
No, sir, that's fine.
Yeah. Then I will go to the next one.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Anyone can explain cos theta or the range and domain? How we can explain? Same as take a right angle triangle, start the definition of the cos theta. Suppose if ABC is a right triangle, from the ABC I can say cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. Any right angle triangle with one angle is theta. Its ratio remains constant for any size of triangle, that is adjacent side by hypotenuse. According to definition of the right angle triangle, hypotenuse is the highest length, so adjacent side is always, in any right angle triangle, adjacent side is always less than hypotenuse. And at angle 0 degrees, our adjacent and hypotenuse will coincide like this. So if theta tends to 0 degrees, my adjacent is almost equal to hypotenuse. In that case only I will get 0. I will get 1. But for any angle of theta, cos theta never greater than 1. Why? Since adjacent can't be greater than hypotenuse according to definition of the triangle. But a few quadrants from the signs of the cos theta, a few quadrants we are getting adjacent is negative. If adjacent is negative. The negative sign indicates it is lying in that particular quadrant. It is because of the magnitude doesn't have any, the character of the magnitude will not change. It shows it is not in the first quadrant. It shows it's not in the 0 to 90 degrees range. So theta is maximum. So minimum cos theta is -1. So here also the domain is, that's the reason for any angle. If I am taking any angle, the domain is R. The range is -1 to 1. Hope you are clear how I discussed it. Almost like sin theta. Only the thing is the values different from sin theta to cos theta. Range and domain of the sin theta and cos theta is same. But whatever values you are getting for sin, the same values won't come for cos. And sin is maximum, cos is minimum, and cos is minimum. Now, who will explain tan theta? The range and domain of tan theta. Range and domain of tan theta. Students, please. Tan function. Y is f of theta, where f of theta is equal to tan theta. How we can discuss, which is equal to opposite side by adjacent side of a right angle triangle. So here opposite side and adjacent side need not to be always having a fixed relation. Sometimes opposite side is greater than adjacent side. Sometimes adjacent side is greater than opposite side. In this case, how I can discuss my domain and range to say that tan is a function? Students, please. What is the domain of tan theta in your knowledge, based on your general knowledge? What is the domain of tan theta? Check again, sir. Is it all real numbers? Is adjacent side 0 is also it is defined? Is there any value you can able to map for adjacent side is 0? Where adjacent side 0, when adjacent side can be 0? When adjacent side can be 0? If the theta is 90 degrees. Suppose if the triangle is like this.
Sir, so 2n plus 5 by 2.
Approaching 0 degrees, adjacent side is approaching 0 units. That means tan theta is equal to 1 by 0, which is like undefined angle. This angle can't be defined. Why it can't be defined? Why we are saying it is undefined? Because you are saying two right angle in a right angle triangle, two right angles are available at this situation. That's a reason which can't be defined. When theta
Sir,
is
it should
90.
be,
Sorry, when theta is 90
it should be
degrees.
90 degree, right, sir?
Yeah, 90 degrees. Sorry. When theta is approaching 90 degrees, your adjacent side is approaching 0 units. So you are trying to say this triangle contains two right angles. Two right angle triangle is not possible. That's the reason it is undefined. So at what are the points it is undefined? This is in first quadrant, same as it is in second quadrant, same as it is in third quadrant, and same as in fourth quadrant. You know, at what are the situations it will be undefined? At pi by 2 it is undefined. When it is not defined again. Students, please.
Pi by 2.
Again, 3 pi by 2.
3 pi by 2 and 5 pi by 2.
5 pi by 2. Same as minus 5 by 2. Minus 3 pi by 2. I can write 2n plus 1 pi by 2.
Yes.
Where n is an integer. So, these are the values should not be available in the domain because 5 by 2 doesn't have any mapping. It doesn't any mapping, any, if there doesn't have any image, then I can't call the tan theta is a function. To make it tan theta is a function, we are taking the restricted domain. So the domain is how much here? R minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2 radians. Is it clear what I'm trying to, where n belongs to n is an integer. Is it clear what I'm saying, students?
Yes, sir.
So with the help of this, how we can define the range of this function? How we can define the range of this function, students? How we can define range of this function? Very simple.
Sir, minus infinity to infinity.
So range is R. Why range is R? Suppose I'm taking tan theta is equals opposite side by adjacent. If opposite side is approximately 0, then your tan theta is 0. If opposite side is adjacent side is approximately 0, it is undefined. Adjacent side is negative, side is adjacent side and approximately 0. Negative region, 0 minus, 0 plus it is undefined, positive region, 0 minus it is negative side undefined. So plus infinity to minus infinity, plus infinity minus infinity. It should not be closed interval because at never adjacent side is never 0, but it is almost can be 0. That's the reason we are taking the plus infinity for any intervals. It is coming for any function. We will take the open interval. Why we will take the open interval? Because we never make adjacent side is 0. If you are making adjacent side 0, it is completely violating the triangle rule. If you make almost equal to 0, that's the reason minus infinity plus infinity is in open interval. Hope you are clear what I am trying to say, which is called undefined. If it is where it will end. Hope you are clear what I am trying to say, students. Anyone having any doubts so far? Guys, yes or no? Is it clear? Next one. So all these things, if you are able to remember from the graph, it will be easy to understand. So always graphical representation is very important, because I already told you from the graphical representation, it will be easy to explain certain things in functions. If I'm taking sine theta, sine x, this is a graph. So by seeing the graph, we can able to get one clarity why it is called cyclic function, because same values will repeat again and again, and each and every x value having the is defined. When I'm taking tan x, sorry, cos x, if you can see here, this is the black color thing will be the cos x graph. And if I'm taking the tan x, y is equal to tan x, it will shows very neatly where tan can be defined. See here, we are taking the tan x graph. This is called a piecewise function. Piecewise function means there is no continuous graph. There is a disconnections at 0 again, different pieces. The whole graph is like a different pieces. And if you observe, it is not defined at all values of x-axis, but it is defined from the range is from the range is distributed along all the y-axis region, but along the x-axis region, at some particular point there is a breaks in the graph. Suppose if the same graph I'm taking in radian system, then you will get clarity. See here, at pi it is 0, but when it comes to pi by 2, that is represent 0.55 is pi by 2. pi by 2, this is a pi by 2 line. It will touch the pi by 2 line at infinity distance. See here, pi by 2 line, it never touch. How much distance you take, it looks like it is touching, it never touched at pi by 2. So with the help of this, who is going to explain the range and domain of cosecant x? Students, I will show graph. Anyone can explain the cosecant graph? Cosecant divided sin x. This is the graph for cosecant x. How we can discuss the cosecant x graph? Why I wrote the 1 by sin x, you have to understand. Because with respect to, with the help of 1 by sin x only, we will define the range and domain of the cosecant. Who is going to explain
Sir,
the why
Sir,
is
is it minus infinity to 1 where 1 is open interval and sorry, minus 1 and then 1 to infinity?
I can
1
write
is
minus infinity to infinity
minus 1 to 1 closed interval.
1 to 1 or minus 1 to 1 I can write sin x. The domain is, what is the domain? Except sin x is equal to 0. Rest of all the points except
Sir,
sin
r minus 0.
0, rest of all the points it is defined, correct? So r minus how much? I can say n, where n is an integer. Because at 0 degrees sin x is 0. At 5 radians sin x is 0. So if the sin x is 0, cosecant x can't be defined. When it comes to range, what is the sin x is distributed from minus 1 to 1. 1 by fraction is always greater than 1. 1 by negative fraction is always less than minus 1. So when it comes to range, how I can write? And when the intermediate value is 0, 1 by 0 is undefined. From minus 1 to 0 in the denominator, the value of the function is decreasing. That means minus 1, 1 by minus 1. I am taking minus 2, 1 by minus 2. What is this value? In that, suppose if the denominator is 1 by sin x, sin x, 1 by minus 1, 1 by minus 1 by 2, 1 by minus 1 by 3, or 1 by minus 1 by 10. It is increasing, the magnitude is increasing, but because of the sign, the negative is inside, it is decreasing up to minus infinity, up to 1, minus 1. Union 1 to infinity. This is how we can represent R. I can say R minus 1 comma 1. This is also one way of representing the range. That's the reason if you observe the graph, there is no graph between minus 1 to plus 1. See, this graph is empty. I'm taking the zoom out. You can't find out any graph from minus 1 to 1. Within the region of minus 1 to 1, there is no graph. Is it clear, students, what I'm trying to say? How I can discuss with the help of the science the range and domain of the cosecant function? Shall we go to the next one? Guys, yes or no? Any doubts so far? Shall I move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Vaishnavi, can you explain the range and domain of the y is equal to secant x, which is equal to 1 by cos x? Anyone? When cos is 0, secant is not defined. Best of all the values. Actually, cos x minus infinity, or you can say or. But what x value? Cos x is 0. And what are the x values? Cos x is 0. That you eliminate. That is the domain of the secant x. At what x values cos x is equal to 0, those values you eliminate. Please, at what are the x values? Cos x is 0.
2n plus 1 pi.
2 1 plus 1 by 2. Chepra. Class lo mantra. Class lo. Is it clear? I can say r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Is it clear? Wherever the cos x is 0, at what values of x cos is 0, those values you have to eliminate, you have to remove from the domain of the cos x. So the domain of the secant x is r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n belongs to integers. Same as range. Tago, can you explain the range of the secant x? Anyone? Hamsini?
1 minute.
I am writing here. If people need to give the reason why it is. See the range of the secant x I am writing, it's almost like, not almost, it's exactly same way as it is as cosecant x. How and why? Please, somebody give a response. We are going to wind up the range function, we'll move to some other thing. Guys, who is going to explain the range of the secant x is r minus 1 comma 1 open interval? How? You can take the same as like how we are defining for sine and cos. Secant x is equal to hypotenuse by adjacent side. Like this also you can explain. It need not to be compulsory. You have to explain with the help of 1 by cos x. From the 1 by cos x, how we can define? Cos x is maximum is plus 1 and minimum is minus 1. The reciprocal means what? Cos x is always a fraction except 2 values. 1 by fraction is always greater than 1 by negative fraction is always less than minus. The reason I can say it is always from minus infinity to minus 1 and closed interval. Like that also you can define. Or from here also hypotenuse is always greater than adjacent side, except adjacent side is tending to 0. That's the reason it never less than 1. It never greater than minus 1. But there are some situations where almost adjacent it is equal to also. Secant 0, it is What is the secant 0, students? Undefined. But when it secant 0 is 1. Secant 0 is 1. Where is the situation where hypotenuse and adjacent side is defined? Now, going back to the cortex. What is the range and domain of the cortex? Cortex is equal to, in a different way, other than previous discussion, how I can define cos x by sin x. So with the help of this, wherever sin x is 0, cot x is not defined. So what are the x values? X is sin x is 0. So those particular x values you have to eliminate from the domain of the minus infinity to plus or domain, sorry, from the real numbers. So at what value sin x is 0? Students, at what value sin x is 0?
n pi.
Sorry?
N pi, where n is an integer.
N pi. So my domain is what here? R minus n pi, where n belongs to integer. So range is, what is the range?
Minus infinity to plus infinity.
Super. Minus infinity to plus infinity, closed braces. How we can say this one?
Sir, sin x is equal to 0. So anything by 0 gives infinity.
Correct. And sin x is 0 and cos x is negative. There
Then
is
that would
situation
give minus infinity.
minus infinity. Negative side it is undefined. Yeah. So this is how we can discuss. But other than this, there are some other methods also where method you are feeling comfortable. Okay, this is the easiest way to remember, to define. Then we can. Okay. Sorry guys. This is how we can define trigonometric functions, domain and range. Domain and range. Next one. So based on this, shall we try some numericals? A few numericals, one or two numericals we will done already, a little bit different. Find the values of the remaining ratios. Find the values of the remaining 5 trigonometric ratios. Is secant x is equal to 13 by 5 x lies in students, please start doing this one. Solve. I need sin x with the sin, cos x, tan x, cosec cot x. Please, it's very simple question. Only the thing is difference between great tan and this here. what data will be helpful to understand whether it is positive or negative. Either you will get positive or either you will get negative. Other than that, you won't get any different things. So we will give an answer for this question. Madhumita, can you give the answer for this question? Nitish, Madhumita, anyone? Guys, you there? Madhumita, Navya, will able to hear?
Sir, shall I say?
Yeah, please.
Sir, sin x is minus 12 by 13.
Sin x is minus 12 by 13. Cos x is
5 by 13.
tan.
Minus 12 by 5.
Cosecant.
Minus 5 by. Oh. Cot is minus 5 by 12. Cosecant is
Cot is minus 5 by 12. Cosecant is
minus.
reciprocal of sine. Nothing.
Yes, sir.
This is reciprocal of the sine. Change the sign of the. Next one is, we know from the sin x is equal to sin of minus x is equal to sin x minus sin x. Cos of minus sin x is equal to cos x plus cos x only. That means f of x is equal to sin x. F of minus x is equal to minus sin x, which is nothing but minus f of x. So I can define sin x is an even function or odd function. What is the meaning of even function or odd functions? Anyone knows? It is an odd function. But when it comes to cos of minus x is equal to plus cos x, if f of x is equal to cos x, f of minus x is equal to cos x. If any function f of x is equal to f of minus x, those functions are called even functions. Can you give any other examples of the even function, students?
Secant.
Sorry?
Secant x.
Secant x. Any others other than trigonometric? Other than trigonometric? X power 2n, where n belongs to an integer, I can say is even function. X power even number or x power odd number. X power even number is always an even function. X power odd number is always an odd function. I can say like this. Is it correct or wrong?
Sir, so graph of parabola will be equal to a graph of even function.
Correct. If there is no graph in negative region of y-axis, then I can say those functions are even functions. If the graph is distributed from minus infinity to plus infinity, but when it comes to range, it is from 0 to plus r. If it is r plus, those functions I can call as the even functions. Understood, guys? Whether if you substitute x is positive or negative, always you are getting positive is not an even function. It should be like a symmetric. Then only it is an even function. A symmetric which doesn't have range in negative region of y-axis, then only I can call those functions are even functions, like mod x, x square, x power 4, x power 6, these things. Odd functions, the graph of the odd functions lies only in first and third quadrant, like x cube, x power 5, x power 7, and so on. Hope you are clear what is the general discussion of the even functions and odd functions. So later we are starting with the trigonometric functions of sum and difference of two angles. So I already told you, not required the proof. Sine of a plus b, or I can take x plus y. Expansion, what is the expansion of the sine of x plus y? Sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. And sine of x minus y, just to change the sign wherever you are having put minus y. So you will get sin x cos y minus cos x sin y. Cos of x plus y will use cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Cos of x minus y will use cos x cos y plus sin x sin y. If I am taking this is equation 1, this is equation 2, this is equation 3, this is equation 4. If I am adding equation 1 plus 2, I will get sin of x plus y plus sin of x minus y will be equal to 2 sin x cos y. If I am subtracting sin of x plus y minus sin of x minus y is equal to. So sum and subtraction of two angles can be written as individually. So it will be how much? 2 cos x sin y. So same as if I am adding equation 3 and 4, 3 plus 4 equations. Cos of x plus y plus cos of x minus y is equal to how much? 2 cos x cos y. Same as if I am taking 3 minus 4, cos of x plus y minus cos of x minus y, which will use minus 2 sin x sin y. So these are the equation number 5, equation number 6, equation number 7, equation number 8. So I don't want to write sum and subtraction. I want to make the angle like x plus y is equal to c, x minus y is equal to d. From here, the value of x is equal to c plus d by 2. The value of y is equal to c minus d by 2. Substitute wherever you are having x plus y, x minus y, x and y values. If I am taking equation number 5, sin c plus sin d. The equation number 5 is sin of x plus y. You are adding 1 and 2. 1 is x plus y, 2 is x minus y. So sin c plus sin d is equal to 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. Like this you can remember easily. Sin c minus sin d by 2. Sin d. This will be 2 cos c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. Same as if I am taking cos c plus cos d. This will be 2 cos c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. Cos c minus cos d minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2 or 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin d minus c by 2. Don't confuse. I am using only standard formulas. So you will get in terms of sum of the two angles, how we can write sum and subtraction. Sum of two individual angles, how we can write. Is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
So apart from this, when it comes to tan of x plus y, we can take sin of x plus y and divided by cos of x plus y, expand, and we can do the things. So after doing some deductions, we will get tan x plus tan y divided by 1 minus tan x tan y. Tan of x minus y. Tan x minus tan y divided by 1 plus tan x tan y. Suppose if I am taking x is equal to 1, pi by 4, y is equal to theta. I will get tan of pi by 4 plus theta, or theta plus pi by 4 is 1 plus tan theta by 1 minus tan theta. Same, if I am using the second expression, tan pi by 4 minus theta is 1 minus tan theta by 1 plus tan theta. So this can be written as sin theta plus cos theta divided sin theta minus cos theta. So same here, sin theta minus cos theta, sorry, guys, this will be cos theta plus sin theta by cos theta minus sin theta, which is cos theta minus sin theta by cos theta plus sin theta. Like this, we can create many formulas from simple equations. Hope you are clear what kind of revision we have to do when we are revising something we already learned. It's not just what we done. We have to go a little bit out of the box, how it came, because we already know. Just we have to learn a little bit extra whenever you are doing a revision. It should not be like just what we learned. Hope you are clear how to do the revision, how to extend the things when you are doing the revision. Anyone having any doubts? We will close up to here, and tomorrow, based on this, we will do some more applications and numericals, and 1 or 2 sessions I will spend for the trigonometry. Please explore some more materials from your end, practice, and come with the doubts. Anyone having any doubts? I can close the session. Students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll meet in the next session. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.